Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Right now, would start by taking a look at the Daily Trust newspaper as usual. And there's a lot happening, this morning in the front pages. The major story here says disquiet over Tinubu's appointments. I mean, I think they're talking about the appointment of the 50 committees for emergency. Yes, is it a hunger eradication emergency?
Economy rescue.
I mean, it comes in different phases. So it's economic rescue.
So when they say economy, it's not just hunger. I think it comprises of everything.
Oh, okay.
Under the economy.
Oh, good to know. I mean, it's like saying the ministers are not doing enough. We need somebody to, just in case if they fail, people to back them up. All right. The riders are saying
that's a tough one.
Yeah, I had to push in that blow somewhere.
You do.
The riders here are saying party leaders fear president's approved list is hijacked. I mean, that would be the people saying that the president is not in charge of this list. So when party leaders are making that point, I want to know, is it the APC party or, opposition parties? I would want to hear that. We don't want a situation of what is happening in the LP party, the Labour Party, to be, mirrored in the APC. Another writer is saying nothing abnormal, more opportunities coming. That's according to presidency. Presidency is now attacking, saying it's very normal. There is nothing unusual here. We did it. We made the choices, and more opportunities coming. Opportunities for what? I'm confused. I thought Fatima said it's all about eradicating the emergency, economy emergency. So when the presidency is saying more opportunities, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to give you. It's all about the position, not about the main
well, maybe
point.
That's how you see it, but then I see it differently.
How do you see it when they say more opportunities coming? Opportunities for what? For Nigerians?
For Nigerians, of course, because this economy rescue is not for the people that he assigned. It's not the committee or the members. It's about
this
Nigeria.
Statement. I wish we could open the phone
more
line for this one.
Opportunities for this kind of tackling of issues like that is coming.
We do not want to get to a point where we would need another formation to tackle something. At this point, we already have enough. They should just tackle it and not create more. When it comes to, we've been pushing for court of governance, but then this sort of, implementation is actually going back on exactly the decision that was made to cut cost. So something is definitely wrong. When we have more committees coming up, that's definitely going to be an issue. Honestly, something is definitely wrong here, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, we cannot judge until we start seeing how these people, are going to.
The analyzer, the guest we had yesterday on the show made mention of because the 50 committee for the rescue was what we actually discussed yesterday, and he said it's not about setting up a committee. They said if you want to see people not doing anything, put them in a committee or something like that. That's when you don't see people doing something. I think
nobody would take the blame alone.
Exactly.
At least if the economy is not working, we could easily say, okay, we know it's the minister of economy, which is Wale Edu. But then when you're putting people in committee, it's just like class presentation. While we're in class and there is group, there are a lot of people that don't do anything.
But they then
and then they take credit if everything happens.
Yeah.
But then if there is a fall, then they can easily point on the main leader of the group to say, oh, it's his fault.
I actually absolutely agree with you, because when you go for workshops and they form a group that everyone should do, you always see people that don't contribute, but they'll at the end of the day, I think it's everywhere. You always find people that are doing the job and the ones that are not doing the job. So there's always going to be that. But then we hope that this committee is going to actually, give back the report that the president is actually seeking for in the 6 months that
we're waiting. We've got our eyes on the committee.
Yes.
All right, you'll find this major story on page 4 and 10 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Below that, we have Kwara, the changing fortunes of cassava farmers. You'll find that on page 5 and 6. I mean, I would like to dive in on that story, considering that we've been pushing for more production and less, consumption from, other parts of the world. Beside there, we see MPC, Nigerian economy, records over $1.5 billion inflow. That's according to the CBN. You'll find that on page 7. Ramadan, we depend on 900 naira to feed. That's according to a family of 9. You find that on page 23. I mean, that is nothing. That would not do anything for a family, considering if it's before, way back, we would say 900 could do something for you. But then now, what can really 900 do for a family? I mean, even the fruits that used to be, at least affordable, now are not. A slice of watermelon now goes for 500 naira. So how can people survive with all of this? It's really sad. And what is really disheartening, Fatima, is the fact that we've seen a lot of governors, pushing, making sure that there is palliative, especially during this Ramadan, for people fasting to assist them. But, just like we saw one video of Governor of Kano attacking somebody, saying, why is this food being served to you? And the woman, the organizer of that food at that point was complaining, saying, no, I only got 40,000 naira. Meanwhile, there's a record of billions being done in Kano State.
This family that you're talking about, I was just checking the story. They can't even think of taking fruit at this point with 900. They can only think of what they can afford to eat, and what they can eat for sahur or whatever, because it's Ramadan that they're talking about. So you just look out for the possible, thing that maybe 900 can do for them at this point.
I'm even thinking, what could it
Gary that they're going to take?
Oh
this,
my God,
this amount is too
disheartening. I don't even want to imagine.
Because with this amount, that's the nearest thing that you can think
even
of.
The afafata rice that already medical practitioners are saying it's even horrible. Nobody should consume that rice. I think a mudu of it goes for 1,000 naira. So imagine
exactly
if you're going for, pepper and all that, the things that you would use. It's so disheartening.
So a family of 9, and they survive on 900 per day.
I just feel at this point, we need more governors to come out and make sure. And at the end of the day, it's still Nigerians that are mean to each other, because governors would definitely release the money, and then before it gets to the final consumer, everybody is just taking their slash when you know that you're even better than those people. We're selfish, and it's so sad. Below the headmaster, we have Kano tanneries struggle for breath. You'll find that on page 10. Get the details on that feature story. On the entertainment, there's Murja Kunya, the TikTok comedian, sensational, says from obscurity to stardom. See, I told you, she is a star. You'll find that on page 12. Details on on that you can find on page 12 of the Daily Trust. I don't know if she's been released. I know she was at some point still in the custody of the Hisba. Well, we would have to wait and see how that happened. Well, these are some of the stories that you'd find on the Daily Trust newspaper today.
All right, let's quickly take a look at the Punch this morning. The major story there: Easter, police, NSCDC beef up security in worship recreation centers, and CPS direct commanders to deploy personnel in strategic locations. DSS asks citizens to be vigilant. President urges religious leaders not to curse nation. Governors call for prayers. You can find that story on page 4. And then people mock me for marrying physically challenged man. Lagos-based worker. You can find that story on page 14. Single mother reveals relieve battle with hardship, discrimination in search of love. Okay, now that's a good one. The door is a bit tough, but then yeah.
But why should there be discrimination of that? I mean, society are not really being fair on women at all.
Are you talking about, the discrimination?
Yeah, the society are not being fair on women. The fact that when a woman is single, even if in occasion of maybe her husband is late, or the fact that there is a divorce involved, and just because she has children, she's not supposed to remarry, that's really selfish, considering it's really hard for a man to stay that long without, remarrying as well. And the society would definitely be okay with a man getting married, and everybody will be like, oh yeah, no, he can't take care of the kids himself, so definitely he needs someone to assist him. But then the wife is not supposed to do the same. It's really
well, at this point, I think there are some men that still go through this kind of discrimination as well. It's not
it's
just
really
women.
it's not.
But then it's
not
mostly
as,
women.
I haven't even seen a situation.
Well, I have
where people
actually.
don't.
I have actually. Yeah.
So
You
it's
haven't,
like
but I have
so
actually.
it's like a 10% to 90%, because women
Why
are
are
automatically
you being aggressive this morning?
because this is honestly, this is a sensitive topic that we don't really
I know, right? But
discuss.
you're just being aggressive.
And
this
it's
morning.
really not fair at all on women when there's so much expectation on you,
And
but then
always
men
pointing fingers at women for.
We've had discussions like this where a man could do lot of things, and then everything would be seen as though he's a man.
Everything
But then a
man
woman
does
would
is
do
fashion at the
something,
end of
and then
day.
the
I keep
attack on
saying
her
that.
is double. And I think there was a time I spoke to a psychologist on why things like that happen. He said because a woman is already, she's known to be a multitasker. She's known to know better and do better. So when a man do something, they're like, he's a man, because they feel like he's more of a human. He makes mistakes, so we should just take it as a mistake. But when a woman do it, she's seen as a supreme being, and she's
because
like,
she's always supposed to be
you're
right,
a mother, you're a nurturer, you're smart, you multitask, so you should not do that.
Everyone has a different perception to certain things, and
about
it's a
society anyway. Society are not favoring women. So stop.
Okay, now Sumaya is saying stop. Yeah. All right, so let's go back to, you can find that story on page 22 and 23 of the Punch. And then how Bobrisky Award tore Nollywood stars apart. You can find that story on page 17. It's actually really funny, because I've seen on social media where back and forth saying that they did not give Bobrisky the best.
No, they gave him.
They did.
They gave him.
Well, there's a lot of back and forth that I've seen on the internet.
Honestly,
saying that they didn't really give him, and then a lot of actresses coming out to
vent. Like, why would you give a man who dresses like a woman an award for best dressed woman
and female
in
that
female
matter,
category?
So yeah,
that is not good. That's our society, enabling this kind of behavior, and it's something that we want to push out of our society, because it is not our religion, it is not our culture or tradition, so it's a no-no for us.
Certainly, it's a no-no, because we would never agree to stuff like that. So above the major story, new capital base, 26 banks to shop for 4 trillion naira. You can find that story on page 4 and 8. Now I am committed to Tinubu's success, says Buhari. You can find that story on page 10. And that's it for the Punch this morning.
All right, let's move on.
Coming back to, Buhari saying he's committed to Tinubu's success, we saw when Tinubu was supporting Buhari when he was the president, and now he's trying to return the favors by being committed as well. So this shows that he's actually,
he should be a Nigerian first before being anything.
He doesn't
else.
forget the hands that fed him.
No, I don't think it's even because of the hands.
No, but while I said that he didn't turn his back on after all the backlash and all the things that's been said.
Even if
supporting him.
I don't know why this. I feel like there is still not. Because we haven't seen them together. So, but
Buhari is resting.
For me,
8 years. No.
He should keep resting. Please, we're saying hi to him.
He would come.
For me, I feel like when I say he's a Nigerian first, it means even if you don't agree with somebody or his principles or his belief or his ideologies, you will definitely put Nigerian first. If Tinubu succeeds, then Nigeria has succeeded. Yes. Yeah. So it's all about putting Nigeria first. And other opposition parties too should also put all hands on deck and hope that, Tinubu succeed. Not for us to say, yes, I did not vote for him, so if he doesn't succeed, I am happy about that. That is you being unpatriotic.
Because whoever it is that won, you remember I said that earlier, whoever won at the end of the day, Nigeria
we have to support that person.
There's always going to be two parties to everything. The one that are for and against. So it's always, that's where the battle always starts. So all
right, let's move on to the Guardian newspaper there. The major story says why illicit drugs business still blooms in Nigeria, or booms rather in Nigeria. You find that on page 2. I mean, we would want to see that because every day we see immigration, custom, getting these people, police, the NSCDC. What is this drug? Should I say organization or corporation? All of them tend to definitely get these people, but it's so disheartening that even with all of that, people are still doing the same thing over and over. Something is wrong. So if you want to catch the details of why it is still booming, then you can find that on page 2. Aggrieved LP stakeholders applaud INEC for disclaiming last Wednesday's convention. There's still the LP battle. You find that on page 3. Impeachment panel investigating Edo deputy governor to commence sitting on April 3rd. You find that on page 3. The Easter Tinubu marking day, Ganduje and others call for selfless service to nation. Okwama killing, monarch flown to Abuja for questioning. Indeed, I mean, everybody needs to be questioned on that. We saw videos of the families of these late fallen heroes giving their last, farewell to these people, and it was so disheartening. So somebody definitely, the people who
really
did that,
sad,
yes,
watching
exactly.
the families,
with their young children and all of that.
Families.
Yes,
I saw the video of some of the family crying. It really touched my heart.
Of course, it will. I mean, and the way that they died is the most annoying situation, where the people that have sworn to protect you, you people that these people always put themselves in harm's way just to protect you, are the same people attacking them. It doesn't even make sense at all. So somebody definitely needs to pay for what they did. Away from that, we have Tinubu set to break 40-year jinx on Mambila hydropower project. Well, yes, it's what Nigerians would say. We cannot wait. Federal government shifts commencement of Port Harcourt's Aba rail operation to April. You find that on page 3. Below the headmaster, it says NSCDC female squad and combating wave of kidnapping school children. We hope to see that work because we are tired of parents being scared of sending their kids to school and the kids also being scared for something happening all the time. And on the Guardian Woman, now that's on page 15, Cherry Ozualo, resilience, determination dictates a woman's success. You would definitely find that one on page 15. Now, these are some of the stories that you'd find on the Guardian.
All right, so let's quickly go to Tribune, Saturday Tribune. Anxiety mounts over Olubadan, designates health. We must see him before pronouncing him Olubadan. Kingmakers insist. He will be available next week. Family source. You can find our story on page 3. Now, it's okay for them to see how healthy he is before pronouncing him the Olubadan. So I think I agree. Not just this, but every other king that they're going to crown should be physically fit for them to carry out the task that they're being handed over to. Okay, so works ministers want state of emergency declared on third mainland Carter bridge. You can find that story on page 4. Okwama, police hand over wanted Delta King to army. You can find that story on page 3. Ondo 2024, 19 political parties notify INEC of primary election. You can find that story on page 6. And then above the belt, PDP appoints caretaker committees for 19 states and the FCT. You can find that story on page 14. Now, different appointments and, committees and caretakers. There was 50, now there's 19 from the PDP. So, all this is just for a particular main, there's an aim for this, it's for either safety, peace, getting the economy
within
back.
The party. I heard this morning that, the PDP is still blaming President Tinubu and the Minister of FCT.
FCT.
Yes, some week here, considering he's from the PDP. that they are part of the people sabotaging the party, and the
But he hasn't defected yet.
exactly.
To APC.
He's still
PDP.
that is what they're saying. Like,
so he shouldn't
he's
work
working
with APC?
closely with opposition parties, so he's sabotaging his own party.
Well, you know,
and APC spokesperson came out to be like, that is not our fault. You know, don't put that on us.
But he's showing that there should be that, you know, that unity between the two parties. I love what he's doing, actually. He hasn't defected from his party, and he's still working closely with them. It doesn't really change anything. He's still the same PDP candidate as far as I'm concerned.
Like I said, Nigeria first. Any other thing later.
So, yeah. Okay, I drew knife at my husband after he beat me for refusing him intimacy. My husband attempted to use me, our children, for ritual, woman tells court. You can find that story on page 12. I think the story is same because it's back to back and it's on the same page, the same pictorial that is shown there. So, Sumaya, now should I say this is self-defense?
Funny enough here,
because you could actually see the picture of how bad she's beaten.
Yeah, she looks so bad. But then this is the thing that, you know, advocates have come out, gender advocates, you know, domestic violence advocates have come out to say.
And I was actually thinking about it, you know, because we've been talking about it, and it seems like
this is why there is that fear of saying, do not even allow it to go to a point where you feel you have to defend yourself.
So if you notice any red flag,
exactly. If you have somebody that cannot control their anger in a more sane, manly way, that you have to hit your wife, or, you know, vice versa, a woman getting all angry and then reaching out for the husband to beat. If you see that person portraying that character to a point that you get injured and all that, for the first time, you find a way to, you know, break that marriage, avoid that. If there is an atom of hope that the person will never do it again, then fine. But
from the
if
moment
it's going
maybe
to
the person kicked you or slapped you for the first time, that's a sign that
it should,
you know, because from that's how it starts, and then it resolves into a more serious combat.
Because it never ends up in a good way
at all.
When the person
someone
is
may
used to
even lose their life, you know,
somebody would. It's either her, maybe when he gets more violent and all that, and then you hit your head and killing. Exactly.
You know, it's always scary.
Or you're getting tired of it, and then you pull out something as self-defense, and then you land the other person dies. And then the society would forget that you've been taking beating for the longest time, so you're at fault for killing the person. So it is
thank you for
definitely
even saying
a no-no.
Yeah, there's this blogger that, you know, I think they did a survey. They brought elderly women, married elderly women that have been in marriage for maybe 20, 30 years.
Yeah,
the
I
longest.
think I saw something.
You know,
like
the survey, one is saying, even though he beats me, he still loves me. No, he can't love you and hurt you. I don't think so. I don't think so. He can't love you and hurt you.
The problem in that statement that she made is the fact that it's still the society. Our society do not show people what love is. You know, even at home, like parents don't really display affection for each other, for children to see and say, oh, there is this kind of love, and I can find it out there, and I can give it out there.
Would you say it's because of maybe the cultural difference and
I was getting there, and also the culture, you know, shade. But because religiously we know that it is okay for a man to peck his wife openly,
before going out,
especially in front of the kids, to show the kids that it is okay. I mean, these are things that we know when we go even to the history of the prophets. You know, these things were emulated. They did it. So our society is just meant to be like, it's all strong, the rigid. Wife and husband do not show love. You know, kids don't show love to each other, and I feel that kind of is
what do you
another reason.
When you grow up in a house where every day is the voice of the mother and the father is on the same level, she's shouting, he's shouting,
so
and
you feel just because you're still married, then there is love.
So you know, if you can show that act in their presence, and show the act of love as well in their presence, so they will know that so it's okay to fight
at bad times as well.
So it happens that way. So
hitting definitely does not show that you're in love. And you know, we're so disheartening about the fact that she even had to draw a knife out, because it shouldn't be so. If it's not working and the other person is super aggressive, then it's better to just, you know, make sure that marriage just breaks, rather than leading to a point where somebody would definitely hurt someone. All right, and with that, of course, we've come to the end of this episode of the newspaper review. Do not go anywhere. When we come back, it will be time to open the phone line to hear from you. So stay with us.